Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Undead Flare here. And if you didn't know this already, I used to work at Chuck E. Cheese. I used to work there from when I was 16 to around 18 years old, so that's about 2 years on and off. I left a few times and I came back a few times. Almost too many times to count, actually. I'm not too sure. But to all those who are thinking about having a wonderful career working at Chuck E. Cheese, or anyone even interested in understanding how Chuck E. Cheese works, here I am, and I'm going to break it down for you, and I'm going to explain it to you, just so you know, to stay away from Chuck E. Cheese entertainment at all costs. Some people think it's joyous and wonderful working with little kids and seeing all their smiling little faces and happy parents watching these little kids have a good time. But that's wrong. That's dead wrong. And here I am as a public service to announce to everybody that working at Chuck E. Cheese is the worst thing ever. Now, you can all say thank you at the end of this video to me for dispelling all of these myths. And I'm going to go myth by myth and just dispel them with personal life stories that happen. And I'm sure anyone who's ever worked at Chuck E. Cheese can agree with me. Misconception / myth number 1. Oh, working at Chuck E. Cheese with little kids must be fun all the time, isn't it? I'm sure you've had a good time working there. False! No, I did not have any good times working there. Do you like listening to little kids scream all day? Do you like them spitting all over everything and slobbering all over everything? Because that's what they would do. That's what they would do. They would slobber all over everything, because that's what little kids do. They run around and they scream and they run into each other and they scream and they cry and they scream. That's all they do. It's never any fun. It's never any fun with these little kids, because if you're the right type of worker, you'll never ever get to play with the little kids if you wanted to. Like, you can't stop and play games because you're too busy. You stop and play games, you get yelled at. You don't play with the kids or talk to them, you get yelled at. So you can't win. Myth number 2. Little kids attack you when you're in the Chuck E. Cheese suit. That is the truth. Little kids make it their sole purpose to attack you when you're in the suit. So I've seen some kids personally dedicate their entire time, instead of playing these games at Chuck E. Cheese, to just attacking the rat whenever he's out. They make it their mission. They're hell-bent on attacking Chuck E. Cheese whenever they can. I don't see the point. They just gang up on you. They try to trip you. They try to unmask you like it's their mission to prove to every single little kid that there's a human inside of the suit. Yeah, there's a human inside of the Chuck E. Cheese suit, kid. Thanks for figuring it out. You're a regular old private investigator. Someone should hire you to find out anything about anything, because clearly you're number 1. Myth number 3. Chuck E. Cheese pizza is awful. Well, that's pretty subjective, so I can't really say anything about that. Personally, I do like the pizza, but what I don't like is when guests come up to me and ask me why the pizza tastes so bad. Why the pizza tastes so bad, you ask? I don't know. How about you ask the chef? How about you ask the person who designed the ingredients or whatever for the pizza? How about you ask anyone that's not me, because I'm a cashier and have nothing to do with how the pizzas are made. You come up to me and you ask, why are the pizzas so expensive? I don't know. I didn't set the prices, and if I could set the prices, I'd make them extra expensive just for you. Just because you had to ask me, why are the pizzas so expensive? Why is everything so expensive? I don't know. I can't answer that for you, but if I could, I would throw a pizza pie at you and say, go home. I've actually had parents come up to me and ask me if it's supposed to taste like that. Like, taste like what? Do you want me to taste your pizza and see if it's supposed to taste like that? Or are you just being a rude jerk? I don't know. Moving on. On to the 4th and final myth of this video. Something I get a lot while working, or when I worked at Chuck E. Cheese, was, everyone here is so upbeat and jolly. I just love it. Well, that's false also. They're just putting on a smile just for all the customers because that's the orders that they get told to do. No one could be that upbeat about selling a pizza. You know what I mean? Pizza's not that exciting, and Chuck E. Cheese is not exciting at all for someone who's 18 years old. We're not all upbeat, and if I want to have a frown, I'll frown, Mr. Manager. And on a side note, speaking on those who work at Chuck E. Cheese, a funny story. Back before I worked at Chuck E. Cheese, I was looking at other jobs like Modell's Sporting Goods, who require a drug test before you work there. On the other hand, Chuck E. Cheese does not require a drug test. So the bottom line is, if you want to sell sporting goods, do not be on any drug at all. But if you want to have a job at Chuck E. Cheese, just go crazy with whatever drug you want to. Well, that's all for today. This is Undead the Flare, and thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and have a nice day.